funny thing is, for the last three lives we've done, I've had to rotate my camera. So this is the first time I'm entering live without doing it. So hey, look, progress over time. We're learning. I kind of miss it because it was starting to become my calling card, but hey, look, now I'm just straight up horizontal. But shout out to all of you all. I'm going to give it a few seconds, let people join in to the chat. Today, I want to talk about my first week doing 75 Hoi. Now, the last time we talked, that was the day before I started recording. So I want to give you all the best tips, the best practices, preparation, all that good stuff, because we actually start 75 Hoi next week. All right, so we have 1 week and one more day. Actually, the challenge will be dropping next Sunday at 6 o'clock p.m. and I will be dropping the full first week. And I want to go ahead and drop in the first week at a time. All right. So shout out to everybody joining in on the chat. I have so much great news. The first week has been really great for me. Some of the stuff I'm kind of used to, and then some of the stuff, I had to adjust. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you all know and try to give you kind of because I'm used to some things, like say for instance, clocking everything in my schedule and drink a lot of water and doing double workouts. I'm still going to give you all some tips on how to adjust for that if you aren't. All right. But first thing first, we will be going over some of the things in the 75 Hoi guidebook. So if you haven't already, look down below in the description. Download the guidebook. It's going to come in a PDF form. You can get it right from my Dropbox link. So you don't have to be a member of Hoi Pro to get the guidebook yet. But I recommend becoming a member of Hoi Pro because today is the final day to get 25% off on the next year. All right. So we're giving you a $105 discount when compared to paying month to month. The day ends on Hoi Pro with our payment processing. So all of our promos and stuff like that, it ends at 6 o'clock p.m. CST. So it's like a day and 4 hours left in this challenge. So if you have not, or if you're kind of been sitting on the fence or trying to figure it out, just shoot me an email at millionaire@hoipro.com if you have any other questions. I know some people were on iOS and they're like, hey, look, I want to take advantage of this. And I was kind of talking to them about how to work around that because places like Apple, Google, Amazon Fire, and other places we have apps, they have different payment processing things, and it's all in-house. So we can't really go in there and create promo codes and stuff like that, but we will honor this promotion for you all. And yes, this is available to current members as well. Just go into your billing, but this is the final day. All right. So I've been sending out a lot of emails and stuff like that. I think I'm going to send out one and maybe two more emails. One saying when it's actually 24 hours and then one when it's 12 hours. Just so, every time I do a promo, which isn't that often, I get, messages and stuff the next day. So I just want to make sure I'm hitting everybody in the inbox. All right. With that being said, go ahead and hopefully you downloaded the guide. I'm going to go through some of that. The guide is currently marked as volume 1 because I want to add more to it, but I'm spinning a lot of plates right now as I adjust to this new schedule. I literally just shot today's workout 40 minutes ago. All right. So at 1:20, I still got on the pants that I shot the workout in the watch. And you put a little bit of food down my face, that I already meal prepped and set up this camera and stuff like that. So I'm spinning a lot of plates. So I want to give a little bit more time to add in more tips to the guide, but there's so much good stuff in that guide already. So you're going to get the rules so you can print that out, have it right in your face. You're going to have a daily tracker for all 75 days where you can cross off each day of those activities. I have some tips in there. You can already see the day 1 fitness assessment because we will be doing a fitness assessment on day 1, 25, 50, and 75 to measure our progress throughout this so we can see how we're growing. And so you're going to get a sneak peek of the exercise that's in there because it's already printable and like a body circumference measurement so you can track it that way and all that good stuff, and then some tips. All right. So I want to add in some more tips, but I'm going to go ahead and just do a talking version of that for you all. All right. So if you all have any questions about 75 Hoi, any concerns, drop those in the comments right now. And then when I go through after I give you all some tips, you all be able to see it. A shout out to Luli HAD for the donation. I really appreciate you. And as I said last time, every donation goes back to doing this challenge and making it even better. All right. So I had a hiccup this week, and some of those donations actually helped with that, but I'll get into that in just a little bit. So shout out to you. All right. So any questions? Go ahead and drop them in the chat. Also, when you look in the description, you will see a link to the 75 Point merch. If you want to get this shirt on time before we start, which is next week, I recommend going ahead and doing that like ASAP so that you have it on day one, because I will be rocking mine on day one and in all the progress days. All right. So make sure you have that on deck. And if you haven't already, go ahead and do the community survey. That's going to be down below in the description as well. All right. So we're still taking your feedback, your input. We're doing this as a community, so your input definitely matters. We're looking at things like, some of the exercises that are hard for you to do, some of your reasons for wanting to do this challenge. Some people who have some difficulty with certain exercises or some injuries. I'm really thinking about that when I'm doing the modifications for certain exercises and stuff like that. So voice your concerns. Voice your opinions, give me your input, and let's make this the best for everybody. Your input more than helps you, it helps everybody out. All right. So drop a 1 in the chat if you've already filled out the survey. Drop a 2 if you still plan on going ahead and doing that before we get into it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and check into some of these comments, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the tips. All right. I think everybody pretty much is filled in by now. All right. So I'm going to give you all some behind the scenes goodness on how my first week went. I'm proud of myself. I learned a lot. Now I've been, I got started in my fitness journey 17 years ago when I was 24 years old. All right. And when I was 24, I'm like, oh, I'm getting old and I'm getting into fitness. I thought I was old, but really I was just deconditioned, and I got a new lease on my life by getting healthy. All right. So I was one of those people who believed 30 years old was old and 25, you're an uncle now. You're right. Even though I was an uncle. But, just waking up and getting into my fitness at that age, I'm glad now I'm 41. I feel younger than ever. All right. So even in this 17 years of training, there are things that I learned through doing this challenge. All right. Just in the first week. So for people who are looking to take advantage of doing this challenge, it's going to be life changing. You're going to learn a lot of different things. And I can't wait to go through the full thing and start getting your all's feedback, because we can kind of pull off of each other and kind of crowdsource, and we'll all get better together. All right. So as we get to the tips, the first tip that I want to tell you all is going to be the most important tip. Let me backtrack. This challenge will be exclusive, because I had some questions. This challenge will be exclusive to our Hoyo Pro apps and our website. Shout out to Jody for being supportive. She's always super duper supportive. She got the 75 Hoyo shirt and all that good stuff, and she's been holding it down. We've been rocking out for years. So if you're not a member, go ahead and join, because we have a close-knit community, and you see people keep on coming back for all these new challenges we're doing, and we have life changes, we moving and all types of good stuff. So we're really a family. That's why we use the name family. All right. But speaking of family, the number one tip I'm going to tell you all, and if you hear any noise, that's because we do have family visiting. So it's like chairs moving and kids running and stuff like that. The number one thing that you need to do when you're starting, or even before you get into 75 Hoy, is to form your support system. All right. So a lot of times we're thinking we're going to go into this, it's going to be about us, and we're going to get better and all that other stuff. But you also want to consider how doing this challenge is going to impact the lives of those around you. All right. So have a discussion with your significant other, with your friends, with your family, maybe even with your colleagues, and tell them what 75 Hoy is. Maybe they may even want to join. So you can go ahead and send them the links down below as well if they want to participate. But tell them what 75 Hoy is. Tell them, if there's somebody who's more like close to you, like a significant other, tell them why it's important that you want to do this challenge, what some of your goals are, and ask them for their patience, because you may get a little hangry sometimes if you're used to having certain cravings and stuff like that. Or, you may be more busy. All right. So even with Tiffany taking on this challenge, I had a discussion with her and say, hey, look, I'm about to film every day for 75 days. All right. So that's a different challenge in and of itself. So that means I'm going to be getting up early. I'm going to be making a little bit extra noise than I already do in the morning, because I'll be waking up and all that good stuff. And just ask for their patience. It's not necessarily a thing of asking them for their permission, but just being considerate. All right. So, and you're going to need their support. So say, for instance, if you're, changing or eating cleaner, that's going to help reduce temptation because they're going to know that, hey, look, this person is doing this challenge. Let me not offer them this, cake pop. I don't know, whatever it is. Or maybe you may not have as much sweets in the house and that may impact them and stuff like that. All right. So get a support system because, some days may need them to lift you up. And then also, you need to be considerate of how this may affect them if you're doing social events and things like that. Feel like, oh, this person is doing this challenge. And if they don't know what 75 for is, just tell them like it's like 75 hard. It's this fitness channel that I'm so used to doing challenge that I'm committed to, and I'm dedicated for the next 75 days. And so just let them know. So form your support system, get everybody on board, and then the second thing that you want to do is you want to have a game plan. So now that you have your family good and sorted, you want to have a game plan for how you go into this challenge. All right. So I will be dropping the full week of this challenge on every Sunday. So next Sunday, I'll be dropping the full first week of this challenge. So hold on a second. Oh, I got a question. Is there any way Tiffany would consider creating a women's group? You have to ask Tiffany. She's probably in the chat or she's up with her mother right now. I don't know if she's in the live. But yeah, I mean, she's always in the community. So if you're not, I need to get her on the Discord more, but she's definitely on Facebook a whole lot. So if you're in our Facebook VIP group, which there's a link in our guidebook, you can go ahead and join there. But holla at her. She might do it. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything because she might feel like, I'm kind of pressuring her into doing it and all good stuff. So. But yeah, you want to have a game plan. So we'll have the full week of workouts already lined up. So you'll be able to plan your week. All right. It's like the old saying goes, either if you fail to plan, then plan to fail. So you want to map out your week in advance and know, okay, if you have anything that may be a conflict coming up, you want to go ahead and kind of chart that in. Like, okay, I'm going to be busy, or I'm going to be with family, or I'm going to have this social outing. I know Tiffany and I will be going to a wedding during this challenge. So I'm already going to have to plan, okay, how am I going to do my workout, when I'm going to do my second workout, how I'm going to schedule my meals. You want to do things like prep your meals in advance. Hey, Tiffany's in the chat. There you go. You were just talked about. You want to prep your meals and have a plan for, if your work schedule fluctuates or anything like that, but have a game plan throughout the week and then try to create and iterate as you're going throughout the days, kind of what worked, learn from the process. So if you find that, it took you kind of towards the end of the day wasn't able to get your reading in or something like that, then maybe you want to read a little bit earlier, and then you want to kind of start forming like a ritual. All right. So the first week you're really like iterating and filling it out and knowing what your schedule is going to be like. All right. So one thing that's been really helpful for me is setting timers in my phone. One thing that has been different is I am filming workouts earlier. So I have to eat breakfast earlier. And a sidebar, if you're moving, if you're eating clean, if you're drinking a whole bunch of water, your digestive system is going to be at 100%. So for every meal that I'm eating, I'm having to go to the bathroom. And then I'm going to the bathroom a whole lot, drinking and stuff like that. So that's just a sidebar. Your body's going to be running like you were 5 years old, just completely fresh. So that's one great benefit. And with that, you're going to have more energy, be more bouncy, and have less waste in your body. So that's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, you want to have a game plan. But one of the things that I do is I schedule my breakfast for 6:20 because it's been getting kind of late in the day. I'm like, oh, it's almost 7 o'clock. I need to eat breakfast because I'm filming around 9 o'clock. And I want to, kind of have that on my system because it's nothing like having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the workout. And you're like, oh, I got to do crunches. And it's just it's not ideal. All right. So have a game plan, structure your week, plan out your week in advance. You can get a planner. They have these big planners that you can hang on the wall. One thing I really like to do is see my goals. So that's one thing that's great about the guidebook. You can look at it and see, like you can print it out and have it like on your wall. You can make it bigger than it is on the printout and look at your days, check them out or whatever have you, or create your own board. All right. For those of you all who follow me for a while, I like big old, with white erase boards everywhere that I write my goals down on. I can look right at it. All right. So that's just another great tip. So I had a few questions in here. I'm going to look at it and then I'm going to get into some more tips for you all. But it's been a great first week. So I see we got Kathy, Carlos, Emily. We got a whole lot of cool people in here. Bernice says, "Hi, I'm from Guatemala, Mexico." Oh, Guadalajara. I can't say that word. Guadalajara, Mexico. I just put you in two different places. I'm 59 years old and I exercise with you every day. You're great. I can do everything, some modifications, but I'm lucky to have found you. And I'm so lucky that you found me as well. My life's passion is sharing health and fitness with people in the world. You know, it's something that I didn't learn until I was 24 years old, that I had a knack and a passion for it. But I absolutely love it. And hopefully that comes through in the workouts that I do, with the energy, with the exercises, with all the little details that I put into it just to try to give you all the best. And I'm really working to make 75 Hoi our best challenge ever. All right. So I'm putting a whole lot into it. So I can't wait to share this with you all. So Gray Eyes Tyler said, "What is the first workout?" So the first workout is our fitness assessment. So when we start day one, we want to know where we're at, you know, so get a baseline. So it's going to be kind of a hybrid workout, strength based. You can actually see it in the guide, a list of the exercises that we're going to be doing. Now, the interesting thing about this is it's 35 minutes long. All right, so this is a 45-minute challenge, and then you do 30 minutes on your own. But this is 35 minutes because we have two tracks. We had a 45-minute track and a 30-minute track. So some people will be doing 30 minutes a day. I didn't want to make it to where day one is 45 minutes and then I cut out some days in assessment. So I want to keep the same assessment for everybody. So I figured the 30-minute people can go up 5 minutes, and then the 45-minute people can shave 10 minutes on that day as well. All right. So we're going to be seeing where we are on the fitness assessment. And then we're going to come back on days 25, day 50, and day 75 to see how we've progressed through that. All right. So that's going to be day one. And the first week, it's actually a lot of full body days in the first week. As we get into like week 2, 3, and going on, we will have like double splits. So say for instance, throughout the week, we will have 2 upper body days and 1 lower. And then the next week we'll have 2 lower body days and 1 upper. But the first week, we're really going through everything. So we have fitness assessment, then we have an all-standing EMOM low impact workout with weights. Then from there, we're going to do, what's day 3? Day 3 is upper body. Then we're going to, I forget what 4 is. All right, that's kind of corny. But day 4 is going to be a level up hit. So for people, it's going to be a body weight cardio, but we're going to level up. It's still intermediate. And 5 is going to be a standing 1 dumbbell intermediate ab workout, no jumping. 6 is lower body, and then we're going to have a rest day. All right, so we have some fun formats. I'm not going to give you all the spoilers in that first week, but man, it's off the chain. It's so much fun, and it fits right into the 30 minutes or the 45-minute track that you want to do. All right, and then the week after that, we're going to have the double splits and then the primary complete splits and stuff like that. So yeah, let's see. So it's not 7,500 steps in addition to the 2 workouts, it's just for the day. So currently I'm at 10,926 steps. I'll probably crack maybe 17,000 just because I'm hustling and bustling throughout the day, but it's just the goal of getting 7,500 steps per day. The general guideline is to get 7,000. All right. So I know there's a lot of hype around 10,000 steps per day, and we've even done a 30-day 10,000 step challenge, but you really just need 7,000 is ideal. Like 7,000, everything is extra after that, but good movement is good movement. Let's see. I think I got through most of the questions. Okay, so Kathy said, what is the format? So here's the cool thing about 75 Hoi. It is kind of a make your own adventure situation going on. So what the workouts that we have in 75 Hoi will be strength and conditioning. There's only going to be 1 day really out the week that's kind of like hit. We'll have a hybrid day the first day of the week, but it will have some aerobic elements into it, but it's going to be strength and conditioning. So think our hybrid workouts, think our strength workouts, etc. Now, the cool thing about that is you get a secondary 30-minute workout on your own. So I recommend a lot of people getting started and getting adjusted to the time. Just go for a 30-minute walk or do something like our 30-minute mobility, like Restore or something like that. But it's a great opportunity for you to explore. You can learn like new different ways to express and move. All right. So if you want to get in some extra cardio, you can do your cardio there. If you want to get in some extra strength, if you want to train specifically on certain muscle groups, then that's going to be great for you as well. So yeah, you can really explore, have fun, try out some different things, maybe you try out some different workouts with other people on YouTube or other programs and things like that. That's something that I want to do. I do want to try out some of my, fitness buddies workouts as well, because I rarely get to do that within my own practice. So yeah, it is tailored to your own life. And that's one thing I like about it, is there's freedom for you all who want to really mix things up. But with the workouts that you're going to get prescribed every day, they're going to be strength and conditioning. Kathy said, I drink water like crazy. Let's see. Shout out to Kathy, who's now a home workout enthusiast. It's coming from, being in the gym all the time. Hey, you see the pun? Okay, so my first week has just been. Oh, wait, a few more questions, a few more tips and preps, and then I'm gonna go through my tips just for the first week. So one thing that was helpful for me before I even started this week is I did do a trial run. All right, so for like about 2 weeks, really just really tighten up my diet, waning off of some of the snacks and stuff like that. Like I tell you all, I love this type of chocolate called Brooks. I don't never know how to describe it, but it has like some fruit on the inside of it, some dark chocolate on the outside. But just like making sure I'm eating completely clean, tighten up my diet, getting in my doubles with workouts, etc., and kind of easing into this stuff. All right, now you can go completely cold turkey, but it's very good to get a feel for it. So whether you take a few days to do a trial run or you take a full week. For this week on the Hoy Pro Weekly Challenge, I will kind of give you all a prep week for 75 Hoy. So if you're already a member of Hoy Pro, just look through the weekly calendar. We will have a 75 Hoy prep week, and then we can get started with the first week next week. All right, so a trial run is going to be really great just to kind of get a feel for it, and to also get your family used to it and things like that, and give you an advantage. So you really want to set yourself up for success. So just do a quick trial week. When it comes to doing the task throughout the day, and I'm going to go through the task in a little while, earlier is better. That's one thing that I learned, especially for things like drinking water, because you do not want to be like, okay, because part of it is just drinking 1 gallon of water per day. You don't want to get to the end of the day and start drinking your water. Like that, you're going to be waking up all night, running to the bathroom. I really like to stop drinking my water around 5-6 o'clock, because I've noticed just with me, then I'm going to be having to get up and go to the bathroom at night, at least one time, and that interrupts my sleep, which just has a trickle effect for everything else. So the earlier the better, getting your reading in, getting your steps in, getting that first workout in. You want to start and load the mornings up, because life will get in the way, things happen, and it's kind of unpredictable what happens later on throughout the day, but you can kind of predict your mornings. All right, so it's really good to give yourself an advantage, and that way you're not like overwhelmed by life, work, the kids, all that other stuff, and then you're kind of, dragging your feet towards the end of the day. All right, so the early bird definitely gets the worm. And one more thing, I just want to tell you all, enjoy yourself in this challenge. All right, have a lot of this thing that we're doing is themed around gratitude. So being able to give a compliment to your family, spend more time talking to loved ones, focus on your mental health, taking that daily progress picture. A lot of that is to focus on having gratitude for your body, for your health, and just an appreciation for life in general, in the 4 different aspects that we go through. In that, I want you all to find enjoyment in this process. So I just talked about how the 30-minute part of the workout is going to be open to you all to do, for you all to do. So find different things that you may enjoy. Maybe you want to do some dancing, some dance workouts. Maybe you want to try out Pilates. I know a lot of people who are interested in that, stuff like that. Find different ways to explore through your body and have a different look at health and fitness and exercise, as opposed to just an ends to a mean to look a certain way. Your body feels great when you move. We feel up, we feel alive, we feel young. Like I said, I feel younger at 41 than I did at 24 when I got started, and a lot of that is due to not only just health and fitness, but also the things that unlocked. It's going to open up more confidence in your body, in yourself, in your ability to accomplish things. So take in the process and don't be so fixated on the aesthetic aspects of it. Yes, in the guide, we are going to track those things. I know that's going to be a lot of important for some people and some driving factors, but focus on just one day at a time. Don't think, oh, it's day one, I got 74 more days to do. Just one day at a time, making each day the best day. All right. Same thing with the workouts. One exercise at a time. Don't think, oh, I got 37 more moves. And I know it's so hard for some of you all. Even some of you all like covering part of the screens with like post-it notes for the timer and all that good stuff. Do what you got to do. But learn to love the process because it's very enriching, and everything that you do in it is going to be helping you. All right, you're getting better in the process, and yes, you got to go through something to get growth. All right, like a sprout got to break through the dirt in order to grow. All right, and it's not overnight. So keep on watering that seed and feel great about it. All right. So my first week in this challenge, everybody's going to be a little bit different. But for me, there's some things that I struggle with that other people may not, which is kind of interesting. I do struggle with one thing that I want to do the most out of is just calling a relative. I found myself having to text at nights or just, make sure I'm reading all the reels that family members are sending me and just communicating that way and stuff like that. But I do want to call and make time. It's just been difficult for me with so much. I'm telling you, it's a whole lot going on between doing a guidebook and creating workouts and doing my second workout and family life and trying to bring this programming together and deciding to add music to the workouts in addition to the 30 minutes and the 45 minutes, just because I want this to be the absolute best. So I'm just going to sacrifice with that to make it best for everybody. It's just a whole lot. All right. So those sound like excuses, but they're actually reasons. So the cool thing is finding ways to work around that. So what I've been doing is just when I walk on the treadmill, I'll just call my mom or call somebody else up. And that's a good way to kind of kill two birds with one stone. Or as I said in the beginning, you're going to contact your family and have a support group so they know I'm doing this challenge. So when they hear a weird treadmill sound in the background, they're like, oh, he's just, he's doing that challenge thing he told me about. And they accept it. All right. So they kind of know what page I'm on. The water, I drink a lot of water, but I'm just drinking a little bit more water because I'm getting in so much movement. And if you're doing 2 workouts a day, you're going to drink most of the water throughout that. And I'm going to give you all some tips on each one of the steps. Like absolutely have a dedicated water bottle that the measurements of. So you say, hey, like I just need to drink 6 of these, or I need to drink, 5 of these, or just have a big old like Stanley or something like that. That way it makes it easy for you. But yeah, I've been drinking so much water. One of the cool things, since Tiffany in the chat, I'll tell her this. Whenever we go to like grocery shopping or anything like that, I always go to the restroom before we leave. And then I usually go while we're at the grocery store. She's like, are you crazy? You know what I mean? She look at me like I'm crazy, or maybe it's a getting old thing, but it's not. I just drink so much water, and usually we go on grocery shopping right after I film my workout. You're doing my workouts, you see I got the 32 ounces. So I'm drinking 64 ounces before the workout. I'm usually warming up 15, 20 minutes before that. So I have another half of that. So that's another 16 ounces. And then I drink my pre-workout after filming. So that's another 12 ounces. It's just a whole lot that's going on. All right. So she's going to get to experience what it's like to always have to go to the bathroom. So one thing that's also interesting is with the double days, I want you all to go ahead and stock up on laundry detergent and whatever you bathe with. All right, whether it's dishwashing liquid, it's like body wash or soap, whatever it is. Not dishwashing liquid, you'll be itchy. Even though Dove is good on the hands, I might save a little bit of money on the dishwashing liquid. Now think about it, but you want to invest in that because you're going to be washing a lot of clothes, like just like all the sweat that's going to happen between the 2 workouts and then your regular clothes throughout the day. And then of course you're going to be showering probably 2 or 3 times a day. So make sure that you like schedule those into your day as well. So I think I have another question down here. Shout out to Robin. She said, these workouts changed her life at 53 years old, and I'm trying to be like you at 53. I got a little bit of ways. I got a dozen years before I get there, but I'm looking forward to being healthy. That's one of my goals, to be healthy into my 50s and into my 70s and just for life, period. But I want to be able to move like I was 20, like not 24, because I can move that well, 24, but like 25, 26 when I'm twice that age. So that's dope. Shout out to Vincent. I appreciate the love. Yeah, Kathy, don't look at the timer. Some people, here's the thing. Some people love the timer, some people don't. So I just try to find a way to make it work. I'm a data guy. Now, I like the metrics. I don't like live off of them. Like, oh, I didn't hit this specific goal or this specific time. But I like seeing what it is. It's kind of like I'm not a gambler because I love randomness and probability. So I love to play like poker and spades, and I like to just or dominoes. I like to see what's in my hand. So when I'm doing the workouts, I like saying, "Oh, where was my heart rate at?" Or how many reps did I get in, or stuff like that. But it's not something that I like harp on or stress out about. I'm just interested in, and I just got this thing where I'm just interested in numbers. So I like that's why if you can tell I'm analytical if you look at my workouts, because we have like the time indicator at the bottom, like what part of the workout you are, like the round indicator and timers and the body group and the heart rate sensor and rounds, all types of stuff. I'm probably leaving some previews, modifications, like it's like whatever you're into, it's there. All right, so that's just my thing. Let's see. If my grandkids visit in July, does that count as a family focus? Yeah. I think actually spending time and having discussions with family is even better than a phone call. Looking them in the eyes, getting those hugs, sharing those stories with your grandkids. That's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely counts. Vince says, what pre-workout do you take? I recently started using a pre-workout. For years, I haven't, just because I'm hyper. You see me moving right now as I talk, and I talk kind of fast and all that good stuff. I'm somebody who moves around a lot. So a pre-workout, I already move fast in my workouts to where I've had to dial that back a little bit. So I'm like, I don't want to be bouncing off the walls. But I started using, like with this challenge, I don't know what is it called? Tiffany, if you can find out what that pre-workout is called, let me know. But all pre-workouts are pretty much the same, to be honest with you. They get you hyped up, Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the rules and give you all some tips on each one of the rules. Another thing that you want to do in your preparation, as far as tailoring off, is start working on your nutrition now. Map out some things as far as some healthy, quick alternatives. My homie Joe Wicks, also known as the Body Coach, he has this great thing called Lean in 15. They're 15-minute quick meals that are healthy. Check out his Instagram. That's JOEWICKS. Or Joe Wicks, the Body Coach, or just Google the Body Coach. He's pretty popular. Lean in 15. He has really quick, healthy meals that you can check out. And there's so much information here on YouTube for quick, fast meals. So try those out. That's part of the exploration thing I was talking about. Try not to look at like the nutrition and stuff as like restrictive. Try to look at it as opening new avenues to explore different, healthy foods and stuff like that. All right. So instead of thinking of, what you got to remove and what you can't have, think about what you can add. As an example is, I have a sweet tooth. All right. So instead of, eating those Brook chocolates and things that I talk about, I found these really good apples that I like to eat. We got some oranges, we got grapes, we have some Greek yogurt that you add fruit to and some honey or anything like that. And we got this cool kettle popcorn called Boom Chicka Pop. And it's like crunchy, has a nice crunch to it. It's no GMOs, it's organic. It's popcorn, so it's not like high or crazy in calories, and it's not a lot of junk in it. But it gives me that sweet taste when I need it. So just think about different things you can add. And once again, a lot of this is about reframing the way we look at stuff and reducing junk and waste. All right, so let's see. So the first rule, and I'm giving you some tips. Fitness. So we're doing 2 workouts per day. We got the 45-minute. I gave you kind of a sneak peek without giving you all the formats of the first week. You will be able to map out your week in advance. And then you have 30 minutes that you can do on your own. So that 30 minutes could be yoga, I know you can't do well. You can't do stretching in 75 hard, but in 75 boy, stretching absolutely counts. Mobility, it can be yoga, it can be walking out, it can be high intensity, it can be one of the 3,000 other workouts that we have on Hoy Pro. It could be with other people. Explore, try things out, but also try to pair them with what you're doing. All right. So if you know you got legs tomorrow, I wouldn't recommend doing a leg 30-minute workout the next day. I mean, like that day, if you get the next day coming up. So map that out, and really be open to some things. One thing that I discovered early on, I did P90 Experts, and then I did Insanity. And when I did Insanity, I fell in love with HIIT. I've never done anything like that before. Shanti, absolutely magnificent. And that changed the trajectory of my entire life. I said, I want to do this, and I want to share this with other people. So you never know what unlocks that, fitness like bug in your head. And even if you've been doing it for a while, you may find something else, as I recently did with mobility and I now do with strength. So there's always something new to learn and love about movement. 7,500 steps per day is the second rule. So like I said, the earlier the better. You can go on the treadmill. If you have a safe neighborhood, you can go for walks. You can just practice neat. One thing that's really cool is I have a standing desk, and so I'll be listening to music and I'm moving around and stuff like that, and that helps to get my steps up. One thing I did find that's kind of a cheat is if you clean a lot and you're watching wearing a fitness tracker, it'll just pick up steps. So if you're sweeping, I tend to take my watch off and stuff like that because I don't want to really, cheat myself, because who am I cheating really other than myself? There is a 30-minute track available. So when I talk about these 45 minutes of working out, there's a 30-minute version available. So I know that some people are like, I don't have 45 minutes to work out. I'm trying to get 30 minutes in due to family or work or whatever it is. So there is a 30-minute track, and that absolutely counts for your first workout. Each 45-minute workout will have a 30-minute version. All right. So that's going to help for our busy people. And once again, this is about progress, not perfection. So doing a little bit more, like trying your best and improving is the way that we want to go. All right. And if you're doing better than you've done before, you'll continue to get better. So food, that's going to be our second focus area. So you want to choose and follow a healthy diet plan. There's so much that goes into nutrition, and everybody's different. We have some people who are vegan. We have some people who do keto. We have some people who are just kind of eating clean, etc. Try to find something that you can stick to that's sustainable, not only just for the challenge, but all the way through. I do not recommend restrictive eating. So the difference between restrictive eating is like, punishing yourself by eating things that aren't high, and you want to focus on nutrition as opposed to just calories. All right. I know some people, the goal is, hey, look, the top goal was I'm going to lose fat. The second goal that people said in the survey is they want to build muscle. All right. So you want to burn fat, build muscle. So with that, just keep in mind that the long road is the shortcut. If you've been doing this for years and you've been yo-yo dieting where you try this crazy, like I've been doing this so long, it's so many diets that come and go. You all probably forget about them, but I remember them, like the Hollywood cayenne pepper and honey diet. Like who remembers that, right? Or who remembers when race trainers were a thing? Like there's so many fasts that come in and they go, and these people who create the fast, they get the quick grab from money and all the excitement, and then you never hear from them again. And everybody who promoted them is on to promote the next thing. All right. So we want to do what's consistent, because if you're yo-yoing or you're doing something that's not sustainable, you're just going to go back to where you were. And oftentimes if there wasn't any nutrition, like with the cayenne pepper and water type of deal, now you haven't been getting adequate protein. Now your body's in a worse position than it was when you started, even if you lost a little bit of weight, So we want to not be on a downward spiral. We want to be on a positive spiral going up. All right. So choose a healthy plan. So you want to kind of map that out before this week going into it. Drinking a gallon of water. I told you all some tips about that. Get a cup or something that you can stick with. Look, mine look rough. I'm gonna show you my Stanley. I'm kind of ashamed of my Stanley a little bit, but I should probably be proud. Look at this. The kids kept putting this in the dishwasher. I think it says dishwasher safe on here. Yeah, it says dishwasher safe on the bottom, but that's a lie. So I keep that nearby, and then if you see my workouts, I got the Nike bottles I've been using and just re-upping on all the time. And those things are expensive because they don't make it anymore. So every time I buy a new one, it's $50. That's just crazy, but I use them for a while. I like to actually prep my water bottles for my workout the night before so that they're nice and cold when I go into water because I get real hot and sweaty when doing these workouts, as you all know. No alcohol, soda, or soft drinks. Now, this is where a lot of people slip up because at social events, there's a lot of pressure to consume alcohol. There may be a celebration or something that comes up. I heard someone talking about how, they end up breaking their no alcohol thing because their first niece was born and her sister was trying for a long time. And they finally, had a child and she wanted to, toast and celebrate that with her sister. And I don't blame her for that at all. So that's something that you have to watch out for, the social pressures. And going back to what I said earlier, get your family on board. Have that support system. Say, hey, look, I know these things will come up. Can I drink something that's non-alcoholic? Maybe I'll bring it with me and we'll toast that way. All right. But we want to wean ourselves off of putting poisons in our body. So that's poisons in our food, that's poisons with alcohol, and then that's also the poisons things that we think about, which I'm going to get into the focus area. All right. So it says no junk food or, in quotes, unhealthy fast food. So I do want you all to have some quick go-to fast food options that are healthy. All right. So I have certain things at Chick-fil-A, at Panera Bread, and I have a healthy meal that I can get from Chipotle. Now, I've not had to rely on any of these because I have the advantage of being someone who does work from home and being able to prep my meals. But if I needed to, I have a backup plan. So always have a backup plan for your food, for your workouts, etc. All right. Even for like your reading, like have some podcasts that you can listen to or save up some things and you'll watch later for YouTube. If you can't get your reading in, you'll have those things available. When it comes to meals, for me, I found it helpful to prep in advance. So I do a meal prep 3 days in advance for my food. Typically what I'm having for lunch, which I had today, is sweet potato with chicken, brown rice, and a mixed vegetables. Then I have a protein drink. I do Optimum Nutrition. Right now I'm doing strawberry whey protein. I have creatine with that, and then I take some multivitamins. So that's my lunch, my post-workout meal. But I do those 3 days in advance, and I've iterated and worked with that. So I've gone from doing 2 days, but I'm like, I'm kind of making food every other day. I found that doing 3 days works best for me. So find a way to prep because, once again, if you fail to plan and then plan to fail, it's very easy to fall back into old habits. And what ends up happening if you don't have something set up for yourself, you just go to what's convenient. And what's convenient usually isn't the best thing for you. So that's my take on food. For family, join a fitness community is the first rule. So join our Discord. You can find a link in our guidebook. Join our Facebook VIP group. I will be posting some cool things, some motivational things there throughout this challenge, and then other people were sharing. Our Discord is really cool because we have sections for food, so you all can post some of the healthy meals that you all eating. We have a dedicated area for if you're injured and you're going through recovery and how to help with that. Pretty much anything you can think about. We have arts and crafts that we can talk about. That I know a lot of people who are into that type of stuff. Fitness over 30, a lot of different things. So you can really find a home within a home on our Discord. And I post there when I post to my emails, etc. So join our newsletter as well. But also branch out. I hate when I drink my water and the straw is all the way at the bottom. So I'm just like, I'm choking on air before I even get water, so I can get that sip. Much better. All right. Also branch out, join other fitness communities. Maybe you want to try things. Some people are training for marathons and stuff like that. Join a running community, find other communities online. You can even start your own community. Someone in here was talking about a women's support group, etc. So there's communities for people who are perimenopause. There's communities for people like in fitness who, have injuries. There's, people who have lupus, whatever you got going on. The beautiful thing about today's world is there are support groups for that. And the cool thing about it is it not just helps you with reading information, you also feel a lot better and learn more from teaching and helping other people who are in a situation you once were. So the other part, call or text someone you love every single day. The thing we want to do is we want to start appreciating those in our lives more. Anybody in your life, there's more, like we take everybody for granted to a certain extent, whether we like to or not. Regular just becomes regular, so try to find ways to catch someone doing the right thing. I've talked about this in other posts. Think about like for me, one thing I have is I got to call mom up. That's one thing I need to do better at, but I have been doing better at in this challenge. So call your loved ones, show them some love. They'll love to hear from you, especially if you're as busy as I am. And forge those relationships, because the relationships are what's going to get us through not just this challenge, but it's bigger than this challenge. It's just a life period. All right, we are social animals. So at the end of the day, family is all you have. So show some love to them and try to give someone a genuine, non-flattery compliment. The last focus area is focus. All right, so I wanted to add a mental health aspect, because that's something I always talk about, and that's one of the things that really made me really want to start this challenge, because we've done so many challenges that have all been fitness related. All right, so I'm like, actually Tiffany, I'm going to give her a lot of credit. She was like, you need to do something where you talk about mental health over every single thing else. Do something, to honor that, because it's something that I live and I practice. But how do I then translate that to people outside of workouts? I pretty much create workouts, right? Even though I do more lives and stuff now, and we get to just chat and hang out, I really didn't have really a platform for communicating yet. I'm trying to create one to where I can kind of get some of these philosophies and things behind the burpees, right? So kind of like behind the scenes. But you want to be building a strong mind, which is going to help get you through this challenge. So the first thing first is reading 10 pages of a book. It's going to be nonfiction, or 20 minutes of an audiobook or a podcast. These things can be self-help, they can be motivational, and just have a good, mindset as well. One thing that I found very, very helpful is to have some type of affirmation. So as you're reading these books, apply what you're reading. All right, don't just read it, because anything becomes entertainment if you just put it in your mind and just like, oh, that was interesting news. Try to find ways that you can implement it. So what I'm reading currently is this book called The Back Mechanic. It's backwards, no pun intended on backwards, but y'all know I love puns. It's The Back Mechanic by Dr. Stuart McGill. He is the world's most popular and accredited back specialist. And so one of my biggest goals in 75 Hoy is to improve my posture, and it's all back there. One cool thing about and I'm going to get into this later, is taking a picture every single day. One thing that I learned is how messed up my posture really is. I know, and that may sound like, like a bad thing, but I'm happy to discover it, because now I know where to work at on certain things. I've never taken a picture of my back. I don't know what my back looks like, right? So I'm going to get into that when I talk about taking pictures, because it's in focus. But I'm reading the Back Mechanic, and this is great. It talks about every type of issue you can have with your back, different ways to improve your posture. It has the McGill Big Three, that if you haven't heard of that, that's like the best stretches you can do for reversing all the sitting and computer work and stuff that I do all the time. So 10 pages a day is really helpful. You get a lot of information. And the cool thing about doing 10 pages is you just focus on what you read for those 10 pages. If you just binge and just read a whole lot, you really aren't giving yourself time to put that stuff into practice. You kind of want to digest a bit at a time and, kind of chew on that for a little while and then come back to it. So I really recommend 10 pages a day. If you want to read more, that's fine, but that's been helpful for me. And then I have, whatever else you want to get into. So start ordering up some books. Maybe you are the type of person who order a lot of books and have a lot of books that you just haven't read yet. But try to make it nonfiction, all right? Because we're trying to fortify our brain and get better at that self-talk and just having a better mentality going through. The second part is, I think, the most controversial part of this entire challenge, which is taking a progress photo every single day. And I watched every single 75 hard video that exists on YouTube. Like for like a month, I'm just watching everyone talk about their experience so I can best know how to translate and transfer that to you all. And a lot of the people who've done 75 hard are women, and a lot of them just don't see the point of taking a picture every day. It's like you're not going to see the progress every single day. They don't like looking at themselves in the photos, and I get it. We can be really harsh on ourselves, but that's one of the beautiful things about this is you get to frame a different narrative about yourself. Like you get to look at yourself honestly and learn how to talk to yourself differently when looking at your body. Look, all of our bodies are different. We all have forged our bodies, and that's one good thing about learning about mobility and stuff like that. We've all forged our bodies throughout how we live. Like I can literally look at somebody and tell if they are a boom mic operator because their body's going to be like this because they're holding a boom mic all the time, right? But whether you're gardening, whether you sit at a computer, there's also this concept of there's no such thing as bad posture, because really posture is just your body trying to forge itself to whatever you do on a daily basis. So if I'm hunched forward and I'm on the computer all the time, I'm just really making my body better able to be at the computer. So that's a whole different, sidebar. But learn how to look at yourself and appreciate your body, appreciate those stretch marks if you have brought another human being into this earth, all right? Stop looking at it as everybody has the same single aesthetic. We all look different, and you are beautiful as you are. And this is not me trying to be hokey or woke at all. I'm not even that type of person. I'm just dead serious. Like when I look at myself and I see my back, my right shoulder is a little bit higher, not high, like my shoulder blade is a little bit higher and then the other side. So I'm like, oh, so when I'm doing my pull-ups, I am using more one side than the other. So now maybe I do pull downs, and it's really opening new ways for me to address those issues. So appreciate your body. Your body has been with you through every single thing that you have been through. So I think taking the picture every single day is not about just the before and after picture. Even though it'd be cool to have a collage of like day 1 through 75 and kind of see yourself moving like they do in the like popular reels and stuff like that. But yeah, with that being said, there are some things that I do. I like to take the pictures as consistently as possible. I have 2 pair of shorts that are exactly the same that I just alternate. I wear the same shorts, the 2 ones, every single day when I take my picture. So I just change out my outfit, put on my shorts. I'm not wearing any socks. I just wear the shorts, regular chest. I take a picture from the front and then the left, the right, and back. And that is important because, as I said, one side is higher than the other. So I have more scapular winging on my right than I do on my left. And I didn't know that before I started doing this challenge and taking those pictures. So make sure that you look at yourself, but look at yourself with gratitude. Everything you do in this challenge, sprinkle gratitude on top, and it's going to make it better. So yeah, just have the same conditions. Try to take the picture at the same time of day. I like to do it early in the morning. That way I'm not bloated and all this other good stuff. And just be consistent with taking that picture. So many people don't want to do it because it's one of the toughest part is looking at ourselves and being honest. But honesty isn't being harsh. Honesty is looking and also appreciating as well. So just keep that in mind. The next rule is to reduce stress and improve sleep. This is something else that I've been struggling with because it's kind of like the end of the month. I rarely get sleep well at the end of the month because I'm trying to close the end of the month well in business. I'm anticipating what the next challenge is going to be. I wake up with all these different ideas. So try to reduce sleep. Try to reduce stress and improve sleep. Sleep is going to be the secret thing that helps you throughout. It's the underlying aspect of all of this. If you don't have energy, you really can't do any of the other stuff. So make sure you're getting good sleep. You want to monitor and measure negative self-talk. So that's what I was talking about. When you're looking at yourself every single day, stop hating that you got a pudge going. You know what I mean? You have so much potential, by the way, that I think if you just improved in any aspect of this challenge, 20%, not 50, not 100, just 20%, just think of how much greater you'd be at all of those things. So if we took it 50 or 75, it's even more. You have so much potential, and that's what makes all of this so much fun. But a lot of this is monitoring how you talk to yourself. whether we're taking a picture, whether you're doing push-ups and you say, oh, I can't do one more, and you actually end up doing one, whether you're starting a day and you're like, I don't feel like working out. You know, your body knows how you like it gets into a habit, emotional habits. So if you're waking up every single day and you're sitting in the edge of the bed and say, I hate waking up, then you're telling your body, I hate waking up. So try to get up, try to fake it a little bit till you make it sometimes. Um, but try to be positive. And as I was saying earlier, and I kind of went off on a tangent, but I like to see positive affirmations. When we were working on moving out of our very first workout studio, which was an apartment on South Side of Chicago, I took some what's not poster boards, what's it, index cards? Are those called index cards? I haven't been in high school in a long time or college. I took some index cards, and when I was reading like books, because I was also on a personal development journey as well, I was writing down inspirational quotes that really stuck to me and motivated me. One could be something like, if you don't take time for your wellness, you have to take time. You have to make time for your illness. Like just different things that you think about that really just help change the way you look at fitness. And I would write those out on an index card, and I would tape them to different areas of the house. So I had one about how you go into the world. I forget what it was, but I taped it right to the door. So every time I was going out of the house, I would see this quote, and it would change my mindset for when I went out. So like, that's another thing about having a support group. Um, you're going to be a little bit annoying with some things, but it's going to be helpful. So I would put these motivational quotes. I would write them, and I would try. My handwriting is kind of bad, so I'll make sure I'm writing well, just so other people can read them. And I would put those everywhere. But those help condition me because we'll forget. And you know, we got a monkey on our back that's always saying negative things. And I've actually learned that a lot of that comes from how we were raised. Our parents did their best, but a lot of them wanting us not to be harmed or hurt condition us to hear different language that now affects us. You know, so that's something I try to watch out for as a father as well. But yeah, my long tangent on just self-talk. That's really a big aspect of what I say about mental health over every single thing else. And then the other part is don't be so hard on yourself. You know, no one is perfect. No one. I just talked about imperfection that I have in my posture and stuff like that. I've been working out for 17 years. I've been helping people improve their life for 15 years, and I have issues. I've gotten better with those issues. Some things I haven't fixed. Some things I'm managing, even though I've been working on super duper hard. But I'm combating an entire lifestyle that I've been living. But the thing is, improvement is absolutely great. All right, so we're just putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward. All right, if you're not by watching so many videos, a lot of people said they didn't even start seeing results with their 75 hard journey until they get to like day 36 or halfway through. Like I didn't see anything, and then I started seeing stuff. Right. So I said this last time, but boiling a boiling pot never gets hot. Right. It never boils. So you have to kind of look away and just put your head down and do the work, and just know that you're doing your best, even if it's tough, especially if it's tough. You absolutely got this. So. Definitely download the guidebook. You want to write down what your why is. You want to write down something that you want to achieve while you're doing 75 Hoy. Maybe you want to learn how to do a push-up. You know, maybe you want to get ready for a marathon. Maybe it may be something that's not fitness related at all. You know, maybe it's some single guys out there. You want to build up enough confidence to talk to that girl, right? Whatever it is, you know, write that down in your guidebook. So I'm going to go through some questions, and then we get out of here. It's always, I don't mean to hold you all up. It's been almost an hour. I meant to get on here for like 30 minutes, but it's just so great hanging out with you all. I got an editing night tonight. I'm going to be editing all night, so sorry, Tiffany. Well, you'll be out doing some stuff, but I got a lot of editing to do and stuff like that, so I'm going to get to that. But definitely, if you have any questions, concerns, or something I didn't address, put it down below in the comment section. All right, so Tiffany said the pre-workout is C4. I've been trying to find a way to save the comments for later. I'll put it in the settings, but then live chat just doesn't show up. So if anybody knows, just let me know. Maybe if I hit this setting thing here. No, that doesn't work. All right, let's see. Okay, shout out to Stevie. She says, because of you, Hoy, I wore my first bathing suit ever and actually felt confident. And that's what I'm talking about, feeling better for yourself. And I wish I could take some credit for that. I'm glad to have played a part, but you put in that work. So shout out to you as well. Okay, let's see. All right, got some shout outs here for that nutrition. Uh, Kathy said, Kathy, I can't read anymore. If I add 15 to the 45, I need 15 more to meet the goal. I'll do more as the okay. You got some math going on. Whatever you feel that's going to fit best for what you're going through. I recommend doing a 30-minute session and a 45-minute session so that you can really get your body into it for that session. But if that works best for your schedule, go ahead. I mean, it's your fitness journey. You're still putting in that time. You're still getting that stimulation, and it adds up, at the end of the day. So, Lily says, how do you recommend we split the two workouts? Strength in the morning, cardio in the evening, or vice versa? Strength first. So the exercise we're going to do is strength and conditioning. But I found that, I'm more injury prone, and a lot of people are more injury prone if they're doing cardio and then trying to do some strenuous, dedicated strength work. So you want to get that strength work in, and then you can add some cardio on top of that if you want to, but definitely the strength first. Are treat meals allowed? I'm thinking of Easter Sunday. So we're not doing cheat meals or treat meals. Try to treat yourself to something healthy that you can compensate. And like I said, this could be a great opportunity to find maybe a new way to have some healthy sweet tooth stuff that I talked about earlier for Easter. So like that kettle corn I was talking about and things like that. But don't give all that stuff to the kids because no one likes the house that gives carrots on Halloween or broccoli on Easter. So, but for you, try to find some cool things in there. Someone just asked, is there a rest day? Yes. So Sundays are our rest days. Once again, you can tailor this to your own lifestyle if you need a different rest day, because I will be posting the first week in advance. So if you want to mix the days up in a way that works and maybe have that rest day on the Thursday, that's perfectly fine. It's completely up to you. Oh, shout out to Kathy. She's a good friend. She reached out to me on Instagram. And she's become a really cool acquaintance, which is dope because she's an OG and somebody that I've always respected and watched back in fitness DVD days. So Kathy Friedrich. Is that how you say her last name? Jody has all the tips. Jules has a lot of good tips for food as well in the Hoy Pro Discord. Louis says, my family are anti-fitness and I don't get the support I need. So yeah, this is a great opportunity to add some new people. We have the family we came with, and then we have the family that we subscribe to and we add it to our lives. So you can add some other people into your extended family that feel like family for real. Oh yeah, I kind of, you know what? I do have some that I haven't listened to Audible, but I've listened to so many Audible books because I edit. It's so much time that goes into editing, and I'm just constantly consuming stuff to get me through the edit grind. So my Audible is about to get reactivated. Let's see. Jody says, Tiffany Hoy, you have the best intentions. Okay, that's y'all talking personally. Okay, yeah. So Cynthia says she may take a 1 week partial break while she is on vacation in Europe. So that's the beautiful thing. That's one of the more flexible aspects we have of 75 Hoy versus 75 hard. Is it's not a all or nothing. If you don't do it, you have to start over, etc. I understand why that's important for that, what he's trying to do with 75 hard, but that's not the same thing that we're doing here. We have a different frame that we're going with. We're allowing ourselves some trust in ourselves and operating in good faith, knowing we're going to come back and just do our best. So yeah, if you need to take a week, a partial break or whatever have you, try to just, stay fitness, do the best you can. The best you can do is the best you can do. But don't throw that's crazy saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater just because it does. Well, all old sayings crazy like that, but Yeah. So yeah, I'm about to get out of here, but before you click off, if you haven't already taken advantage, because I know my emails get flooded with this after any time a seller's over with. Take advantage of the 25% off Hoy Pro sale. It is 1 day left. The day is in the middle of the day. The day ends at 6 o'clock p.m. CST tomorrow. So we have 24 hours left. I'm going to send out an email for 24 hours left, and for 12, maybe 6 hours, maybe 6 hours left. Just to remind everybody, if you're not on the email list, go ahead and join there as well. If you have questions, concerns, email me at millionaire@hoypro.com. Millionaire has I's in it. Some people leave the E off of the millionaire, even though it's a word. But yeah, the regular word millionaire@hoypro.com. Download the guide down below. Start preparing for all the things that we talked about. Answer the survey so we have your feedback to add to everybody else's. Voice your opinion there. Order the shirt so you have it for day one. You can all rock it with us. For people who post this shirt, I will be posting them to our social medias. Ours, me, but our social medias. It sounds pretentious to say my. And what else? A guide, survey. Oh, and then the sale. All right, so that being said, I'm going to holler at you all. I look forward to us starting this challenge next week. You all are absolutely going to love it. We're starting off with intermediate to advanced the first week, maybe the first 2 weeks, kind of getting into just advanced, which this challenge is going to be overall with intermediate modifications. So a lot of people are looking to get back in shape. This is 75 days before summer. So if you got some summer goals, you got some weddings to attend, you just want to be better for your family in this holiday when it's nice and warm outside, this is the challenge you've been looking for. So I can't wait to take it on with you all. Thank you all so much for your support, and peace.